Hey, good Sunday morning to you. Man, it's nasty out there. Windy and rainy and cold. Who wants to go fishing on a day like this? I do. So do you. But I don't know if it's going to be possible. You know, that bluefin tuna bite still going on, but now this weather is really going to take its toll on just about everything. Good fishing still south of the border, lots of rock fishing. Remember, January 1st, it's over here in Southern California. And of course, so much squid continues to push in to the local areas, the islands, the coastal regions. It's a big old fat magnet that's drawing predators into SoCal that surely will manifest itself in some great fishing maybe next week, maybe in a month, maybe next spring, but it's coming. I guarantee you that. You know what time it is, everybody. It is time for the Sunday morning briefing. Stay out of that cold weather. Good morning, my friends. Oh, warms the body. It's delicious. Hey everybody, good Sunday morning to you. It's really great to be back with you all again. It's not really a great day to be out there, as you can tell. It's windy and it's rainy and it's nasty. I guess it depends upon where you are. There's rain in some areas and no rain in others, but it seems like just about everywhere we're going to get some droplets of rain and some wind. And of course, out there on Tanner Bank, things are just a mess. It is really nasty out there. Tanner Bank, about 70 miles offshore from San Pedro, where the bluefin tuna bite has been really, really good. We'll get to that in a moment and talk about a lot more. But first of all, I'll remind you all that our raffle is continuing and we've got some great prizes. If you'd like some information on how you can enter, and remember, all your funds are going to go to help us shoot down a ton of stuff to Mexico. We're going to thank the people of Mexico who have no safety net. So, I mean, the really poor people who need our help, they have no safety net. So, a lot of them in this kind of weather have no jackets. Commercial fishing, guys. I was down in a commercial fishing harbor not too long ago, and guys were pointing out to me, this guy doesn't even have a jacket, and he goes out and fishes. So all that's going to go down. The raffle helps to fuel that. You want some info? Send me a text at 657-227-6459, and I will pop it out to you. The details, we can do it all by text. I can take a photo of your tickets and send them to you, deposit them in the bucket, and hopefully I will draw your ticket in January. I'm hoping that will indeed be the case. Also, can you do me a favor and smash that like button here this beautiful Sunday morning? I need you to do that. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. It is so important to our success, and I deeply appreciate you doing that. Also, sharing these videos, subscribing, ticking the bell. That's really important. Also, you'll be notified when there is new content available for you. So make sure you do that, and we'll take really good care of you. It's been an incredible year, and I'm really thankful to all of you. It's a time when we all, or we should, and yours truly, or yours also included in this. You know, I'm not perfect, so sometimes I'm like, God, well, you know, isn't this working better? Why isn't, you know, my life better in this way? And then you realize how good you really have it and how lucky you are. And, you know, when you go out and you're of service to other people, when you're feeling down, you're feeling sorry for yourself, and then you go out and you're of service to other people, man, your problems seem like they're about that big. You go down to Mexico and you run into some beautiful children who have no mother and father, or they do have moms and dads, but they're drug addicted, or, you know, they have some other issue going on. They're not able to take care of their kids. And then you stop and you want to kick yourself in the rear and say, man, I really have it good. Those kids, man, that's a tough life. That's really a tough situation. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that into you before we get into the fishing. And since we're on the topic of Mexico, why don't we pop across the border and talk blackfin sport fishing? They are going to have some weather this evening. It's going to extend into maybe even like this morning, it's not looking all that great down there either. They got wind. So, I'm not sure they're going to be able to accomplish much in the next 48 hours. After that, it looks like it's going to settle down and look really, really nice. But once again, it's been good lingcod, and there's been some rockfish down there in that neck of the woods. Those lings love to bite on a live mackerel. So if you can snag some mackerel, man, you are in the driver's seat. And you can even slab mackerel out so you get 2 pieces of bait out of it. They'll bite that slab bait really, really well. Also, you want to bounce an iron off the bottom. It's another great way to take lings down there in that neck of the woods. There's also sheep's head and boccaccio. If you can lay your hands on some fresh dead squid and take it down with you, whoa, man, are you in the driver's seat with those goats. Those sheep's head, those viejas, as we like to call them. You can really do a number with that fresh dead squid. And you'll also catch a lot of reds on that. That's a good bait for reds. So if you have access to it, take some fresh dead squid when you go down to Blackfin or Arnie Sport Fishing or Costa Baja Sport Fishing, and it will pay off really big for you. So those guys down there in that neck of the woods continue to catch the rockfish and that kind of thing. And as I've mentioned here recently, there's every once in a while a good shot of bonita. You can catch around the Punta area and a few yellows here and there, but for the most part, it's been a bottom kind of bite. Now, a little bit further south, down about 140 miles. So Ensenada's down about 70 miles. Down 140, twice as far, you run into the little town of San Quintin, Baja California, and off of the coast there is San Martin Island. San Martin's been kicking out some really good yellowtail, but they have their weather issues here this morning for sure, and it's going to extend about 48 hours. But hopefully we get out of this weather, and it should go back to that yo-yo iron, nice forky, nice yellow type fishing. They've caught some nice fish, 15 to 25 pound grade YTs, and it's been good. At times, really, really good. So hopefully we'll get through this weather, and that should continue to bite. I don't have any doubt about it. And there's also really some excellent rock fishing down there. Those combo trips out there at San Martin and some coastal areas also. It's not only out at the islands, but the coast has some rocks that are loaded with big, beautiful rockfish and also some forkies. You can really get it done. Depends upon where the bite is and where the guys want to run, but those guys are dialed in down there in San Quintin, and they're having some great fishing. Need to get through this weather, but when we come out on the other side tomorrow, Monday, it's still going to be kind of nasty, but by Tuesday, seems like it should settle down quite a bit. All right, we'll pretty much just tell you that we'll dismiss the bluefin tuna area because it's just too nasty out there. It is really, you think it's nasty here along the coast Sunday morning. This isn't anything. It's blowing out there. 20, 25 plus knots. Snotty, crappy weather that I wouldn't want to be in. I'm an old man now. There was a time when I'd say, I don't care. Let's go for it, man. I'll fish in that stuff. But right now, it doesn't sound like much fun. And it's really at the point where you don't even have a decision to make. It's just too rough. You're not going to get anything accomplished. You're going to get beat up, and you'd be lucky to get a bluefin on the boat for 25 guys on a boat. So might as well wait and see where we end up after this. It's been 18 to 25 pound bluefin tuna out there. Several boats have had decent fishing here recently. We have seen it kind of going a little bit down, and I don't know if that is coinciding with this drop in water temperature. We were down to 58 degrees before we started getting all this weather. Wouldn't surprise me if we get down to 55 or below after this, but only time will tell. And then the other question that looms large is, will they bite in that cold water? Some guys say with that squid out there, that's going to keep those fish there. They've got to eat. They'll stay there and they will feed in that cold water. Others say, nah, they're going to split and start migrating down the Baja coast and end up somewhere down below Ensenada, maybe even further down. Because in January and February and months like that, long-range guys that are coming back and forth from San Diego, they see them all the time. They see those bluefin in January, in February, and they slide down. And then typically what will happen is, in the spring, they'll start to bite off Ensenada really, really well, and they'll start making their move up, and then they end up out there near San Clemente Island, Tanner Bank, Cortez Bank. At least that's been the path the last couple of years. Mother Nature is very enigmatic. You never know what's going to happen, but that seems like what the plan is, or that's what the migration has been here recently. So once again, we'll see what happens after all this wind. We get back to Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to have some beautiful weather, and it seems like it extends into Friday and even Saturday, Sunday. That's a long-range forecast. A lot can change, but it looks like nice weather, so we should be able to get some boats out there on it. Once again, those bluefin, 18 to 25 pounds. Sardine bite has been on a number 4 hook, 20-pound fluorocarbon, www.opsonusa.com. Greg Brown will send you a love note and a free gift. So really drop that line down. When you're fishing fresh, dead, or live squid, if you're privy to having that, some of the boats here at San Pedro, not some of the boats, all these guys try hard to have that for you. And that's when you can bump your fluoro up a little bit, like 25, 30, 40-pound fluoro, sometimes higher than that. Depends on the intensity of the bite, and getting to know your crew members is a good way for you, if you're new, to gauge that, to say to them, hey, what do I go with right now? I've got 2 rods. I got a 25 and a 40. What do you recommend? And they'll tell you, man, and they'll be right. They'll have it dialed in. I guarantee you that. These guys are really good at what they do. They work hard, and they're going to get a much better tip out of you if they give you the right info and you catch a fish than if they don't. So everything is set up for them to help you, and that's exactly what they do. They do it without the tip. I don't mean to suggest that's the only reason, but hey, we're all human, so you know how that works. So once again, keep your ears open, and hopefully when we get through this weather, we're going to get back to some fishing. I'm even still going to go back and try to sneak out and get some surf fishing in. Hopefully I don't get hit by lightning or something like that, but surf fishing, I'm all over it. I'm back into it, and it has been a lot of fun. So we'll keep our eyes on it for you very closely. We'll see what that water temperature does out there. See if it doesn't drop too low. It could get down to the point where that bluefin either gets lockjaw or it splits. We'll see what happens as we go along. All right, let's talk islands, and everything's messed up here right now for the next several days. San Martin, we talked about that. Up there at Todos Santos, some big bonita, a few calico bass, an occasional yellowtail, rockfish for the most part. Coronado Islands, rockfish, occasional yo-yo iron yellowtail also. San Clemente Island, few yellows, mostly rockfish. It's mostly rockfish right now. Catalina Island, we're seeing some bonita and rockfish there. Santa Barbara Island, there's been some white sea bass, some yellows that get up and bounce around during the daytime and bite, but you got to be at the right place at the right time, and it shuts off after about 40 minutes or an hour or so. They're up, they're active, they're biting, they're gone. That's it, and the game is over. And it's been popping up right after daybreak. So once again, we'll see what happens. But right now, too much weather. Nicholas, great fishing out there. Sheepshead, whitefish, rockfish. One of my favorite islands in SoCal to fish is San Nicolas Island, and it is messy today. Really nasty. Channel Island's nasty. Morro Bay, nasty. Really crappy weather up there in that neck of the woods. And along the coast, there's more and more barred perch. There's some yellowfin croaker, spotfin croaker, and occasional nice halibut also being taken for the surf fishing guys. But even today is too nasty. And let me just admonish you, don't get anywhere near jetties, fishing on rocks, anything like that. Now, I was going to say especially if you have kids, but just don't do it, whether you're kids or adults, because some rogue wave can wash you off those rocks, and then you're history. And we do not want that to happen here at Christmas time. We get this kind of inclement weather. You want to stay away from that kind of scenario, please, okay? Please be really, really safe. All right, we're going to tell you, man, it's nasty weather out there, but I'm still here for the morning briefing as always, because I want to say to you how much I appreciate all you've done for me personally, for the channel, which continues to grow and grow and grow. That's all because of you hitting that like button, sharing these videos, subscribing, and ticking that bell. All those things that make Friedman Adventures so powerful as we head into what is going to be a great year. 23 is my lucky number, everybody. 23. It's going to be 2023. I was born March 23rd. Patrick, my son, born September 23rd. My brother Paul, born on February 23rd. My dad's football jersey was 23. So 23 is my lucky year. It's right around the horizon, and I can't wait to take it on with all of you. Thanks again, everybody. Remember, that raffle is awaiting you. Don't blow it. You could win and win big and do something nice for some people south of the border. 657-227-6459. Thanks again for joining us on this cold, rainy, windy Sunday morning. I really appreciate it. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I hope to see you really, really soon.